everybody, it's Sharon here. Welcome back to my channel for those who are returning, and welcome to any new subscribers that may be visiting for the first time. So continuing to work on my 1908 journal today, and it's starting to bulk up. Now off camera, I just wanted to share with you, we haven't finished our journal cards. We've simply cut those for the front and the back pockets. This page here, I mentioned in my last video that I had two pockets similar to this one, very close to each other, and I wasn't sure I was happy with that. And all I've done is I've taken this page, which was in here, was in here like this, and I've decided I'm going to turn that around that way. So a little side tuck or belly band that we make with this little die cut will go on this page, and then at the back of the journal we'll find the other pocket and tag duo there. So I'm much happier with that. We finished this on camera last video, I believe. What else have I done while I was off camera? While I was off camera, I've sewn around all of my kit pages. I was trying to decide whether I wanted to sew around them or not. I really loved the look of the sewing, but I couldn't decide if they were too small, whether they'd take it okay. So I did this one. You can see my thread broke. It happens. And I was really happy with it. So I went ahead and I did the others. And that was a really interesting thing to do. I'll just flip you through the journal first, then I'll talk to you quickly about the sewing that I did, because it didn't quite go to plan. I think this one I sewed on the opposite side, which was accidental, but still love it. So the other thing I've done is I've chosen some fabric to go with my little painted strips for these pockets. So we might actually do that on camera today as well. It looks like I've sewn on the wrong side of that page. I wasn't necessarily paying attention to that when I was sewing. I was paying more attention to how my machine was sewing. You can see here I had some little mishaps. I've mentioned before, I'm not a sewer. I've never used a sewing machine before I started making journals, so it's all been a learning curve, but it progressively got worse as I went on. So I did all of the pages in this journal. And then, as you know, I'm using a different kit to create another mini journal, which I have on my desk here. So, did I do anything else in this one? I don't think I did. I think I just did the sewing. So I went ahead and I sewed around. I may have to add a little bit of glue under there. I haven't decided yet. I went ahead and I sewed around all of the pages in this little journal as well, which I really love. But the more sewing I did, the crazier the sewing got on the back. You can see that there's something with the tension, and I've known that for a little while. The tension on my machine hasn't been quite right, and I've played with it before and I couldn't quite get it to work the way it needed to. Anyway, I ended up doing a little YouTube search and I found this really fabulous video. I'll show you the last page, because it was the last page, of course, the last page that I just went, I really need to do something about that. I'm really not happy with the way that's turned out. So this page here, I decided to do a straight stitch, catching both the lace and my seed packet printable here from Art Vintages. And when I turned it over, not only are the stitches all kinds of wonky, but the tension was just way off. Like, it just looks like, I don't even know, it looks like it's been chewed up and spat out. And I've joked before about the fact that, you know, the messy stitching is kind of my signature look, and it is. There is something about it that I do really love. I love the imperfection of this messiness, but I have been a little bit worried that it's not doing my machine any good. So I did a little research, found an amazing video first up on YouTube, and I do not remember the name of the person who did the video, but I will write it on the screen now, and you will find the link for the video in the description below here, so below my video. And I went ahead and I followed the instructions there. So this was my first row of stitching. You can see it started to pull down the bottom here. There were wrinkles in the fabric, so some of the areas that may look like they're pulling are more because the fabric was wrinkled. But when you turn it over, you could see where the stitches were coming through from the front. So the person who did the video suggested using a different colour thread on the top and a different colour thread in the bobbin, which I went ahead and did. So my red thread was my top thread, my dark brown was the bobbin thread, and I followed their instructions. My first tweak was, this was my tester, and it wasn't too bad. I was pretty happy with it, but I was like, can I tweak it just a fraction more? So I tweaked it just a fraction more, and this was my result. And I don't know if you can see, but the red stitcher has come through a little more here than it has on these. I didn't play with it anymore. I ended up putting my normal thread in, and it actually almost looks like a real sewer did the sewing. I was just like, my goodness, it's a miracle. What I will say is I've been using the stitch tension dial to try and correct the problem, but it turned out the area that needed to be tweaked was actually the bobbin holder. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you're not sure like me and you're just learning like I am, slow and steady wins the race, please check out the video because it was quite the eye-opener for me. And like I said, I actually I won't go as far as saying I'm sewing like a professional, but I've done one or two rows of stitching, but I have high hopes that it won't look quite so chompy. That's exactly what that last page in this journal looked like. It just looked like a little, I don't know if you remember Pac-Man back in the day, a little video game, and he went ahead and he chomped his way through everything. That's what it reminded me of. So okay, so I just wanted to share that with you because that was my, I feel like every few days I have these little lessons that I learn in the crafting that I do, and so I feel like that was my lesson, possibly for the week. I don't know, it was a pretty big lesson. So anyway, I haven't decided whether I like this. I like that there, but I haven't decided whether I want a pocket the same as the pocket that we did using a similar piece, which I think is the one we've left at the front. So this one here, I just don't know if I want same. I'm actually thinking about cutting that into maybe a corner tuck. Let's just do it. It means my music paper is upside down, but I'm not really worried about that at this stage, I don't think. It's being such a small journal, I don't want everything to seem so repetitive. Just looking, they say variety is the spice of life. So I'm just going to trim this corner to corner. Okay, this isn't what I was planning on doing today, but it's been bugging me because I keep popping in here and visualizing what it would look like. I think I'm going to really like that. So I'm just going to paper clip that in. I may even, I don't know. I've been trying to do this journal on video, and it's been really tempting to continue it off camera. Okay, I kind of get into a groove with one or the other, and then I get into a groove with both, and then I have to wait until I see you next. Okay, so where did I put my kit? So this is my 1908 kit from Junk with Steph, printed at full size. And I've mentioned before, I'm kind of working with perspective in this journal. So I have the kit printed at full size and also at two to a page. And I did go through and have a look at the images before I started the camera, just because I haven't been making terribly quick decisions lately. So, so I wanted to go ahead and decide what image I wanted on the inside of my pocket here. And I'm thinking I really like this little dancer. I think I will fit all of her in. And I've just remembered there was something else I wanted to show you. So before I move forward, because if I put it off, I'll forget. I had a video just recently I was editing and I forgot to share. I finished off these little journaling cards. So I think the two green ones we did on camera, and I've just sewn around those. And then this little card here, I've kept the kits that I've used. So the focal image is from Art Vintages, and the kit is this one here. It's called Red Flowers 4, and they were printed at contact sheet size, and I really loved. I just went through until I found a little image that the color tones worked for me, and so that was the focal image I used. And then to complement that, I've gone ahead and I've used a little image out of this Junk with Steph kit, which is called Antiquity Add-on. And that was the little, I don't know if it's a label or a, looks like it has a stamp on it. I'm not sure, but we'll call it a label from that kit. And I just thought that was so, so beautiful. And then the tab was actually sitting on my desk, so I believe it's from the 1908 kit. But if it's from the other kit that I'm using, the French Country, then it matches, so it works. But I am pretty sure that it's from that same kit, that 1908 kit from Junk with Steph. And I thought the different tabs, just breaking them up, was really fun. So I wanted to share with you the kits that I used there before I forgot. Trying to keep you up to date as I go. Okay, so just trying to fit in her hand. What can I say about there? Oh, actually I should flip it the other way. So this will go on the inside of my pocket. I really should have taken the white edges off first, but I haven't worried about that, so never mind. I'm going to do the white edges on this piece now though, so just bear with me. We'll get that all cleaned up and then we'll finish tearing out our little focal image for the inside of the pocket. So I hope you're all fabulous. I felt like I kicked big goals when I had to play with my sewing machine yesterday, and still quietly giggling to myself. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that using a sewing machine is really not something I'm comfortable with. And oops, I just popped my nail under there. My mum is a beautiful sewer. She is so talented, and she really wanted to share her craft and art with me when I was younger, and I wasn't interested. Poor mum, she tried really hard to get me to be interested, and it just didn't interest me at all. So it still makes me giggle that I'm even using a sewing machine, and I kind of joke to mum every now and then about it because because she tried so hard. I think I'll tear this way actually. She tried so hard when I was younger. It was the same with cooking. She's an amazing cook, and when I was younger, I really was not interested in knowing how to cook. It held no interest for me at all. And Mum really would have loved for me to spend time with her in the kitchen, and we could have cooked up some amazing dishes, but oh no. I just had no love or interest for it. Pretty sure when I moved out of home I didn't even know how to boil water. True story. But anyway, we got there. I'm happy to say I did learn how to cook, but I don't think I'd ever cook as well as Mum. Okay, so that's going on the inside. I'm going to just quickly, I'm not a fan of the, what do you call it? The secretive inside. This pattern. If I use it as a collage paper, I would love it, but to have it showing through the window, not so much. So going to cover that over. Let me see if I can get just a little bit of ink around the edges here. I don't know that it's really making a huge difference, but I'm trying. Okay, and I do want to do, so this envelope pocket is going to be a double pocket. So when I glue it to the back, I'm going to glue around the sides and either have a top loading or around these three edges and have a side loading pocket, and then probably a top loading pocket at the front. So I am going to, I don't know why I left my ink on my glue book. That wasn't very well managed, really. I'm going to glue this on, and that will be the inside of my little envelope pocket done. Going to keep it fairly simple. As I said, my little journal is starting to bulk up now, which actually makes me really happy, because I was starting to wonder whether I needed to add extra pages. It wasn't feeling, I don't know, excuse me, I don't know. I like a little bit of volume in my hand when I pick up a journal, and I wasn't feeling it with this one for quite some time. So since I have added a couple of pockets, and I think sewing them in really made the difference, or sorry, gluing the pockets in. I had them sitting in there with paper clips, and I don't know, usually that gives me a good indication of how much they're going to bulk up a journal, but in this instance it wasn't really working for me. So I might see if I could just glue that down. Oh, I didn't check my glue before I hopped on camera, and I can see there's a little bit of a blockage there. Okay, so I will have fast forwarded you through me trying to fix my blockage on my arc glitter glue. That was quite a catastrophe. I thought I'd broken the nib on my arc glitter glue. It would have been a lesson of what not to do, that's for sure, on more than one account, let me say. So I bent the pin because I was trying so hard to push it in to clear the blockage that it just collapsed on itself, and I've managed to straighten it out a little bit, but it's not very well. I don't even know where it is. It's in there somewhere. I was having trouble getting the silver part back on my glue bottle because it came off, and I tried pressing down on the top of the nib with my Distress ink. Well, I was just looking for something flat that I could put some pressure, and the whole tip of my arc glitter glue nib here actually pushed in. So I thought it was lost forever. I had to use my awl to push it back out again, and I'm happy to say that that worked, but I don't think I did the nib any favours. So I may have to, I even had to use the pliers to get the pin out because it had bent so badly. What a catastrophe that was. Okay, but we have our focal image in the pocket, and that's really, really pretty. So I cannot believe sometimes that things go the way they go when I'm in my craft room, but it is what it is. They say you learn from your mistakes. Okay, my scissors aren't cutting very straight, or I'm not cutting very straight with my scissors. I don't know which one it is, but sometimes if they get a little bit of glue or something on them, it catches and it kind of pushes them skew if when I'm cutting with them, I've found. And I haven't actually cleaned them for quite some time. It's not really at the top of my to-do list, unfortunately. Probably should be. They're feeling a little bit tight. Anyway, I probably bent them like I bent my pin for my art glitter glue. Just a mess it was. Just a mess. It did rectify itself, or I managed to fix it quicker than I thought it was going to take. Okay. Definitely shouldn't be doing that when I've got limited time to video, that's for sure. So I'm just going to look at my scraps. Okay. That little pocket, don't need that. So this is going to be a fairly good size. Just wondering if I want to use that because it is very same. I do like that though. Let me see. My art glitter glue bottle has just completely thrown me. I think I like that across the top, perhaps. So turn it this way. It's not going to go quite the whole way. I'm hearing cars outside. I'm like, you watch. Hubby will turn up now and I'll have to stop videoing. Okay. So I think I'll do that way. I need my Distress ink. Because I am going to distress as I go. And I'm just going to lock this in. I was watching Rachel from Roxy Creations this morning, and she was making a pocket. I think it was a video where she was making several different pieces of ephemera, and I was just like, she's making it look so easy, and then I come in here and I'm all fumbly and it's not right, really, is it? Okay, so I think I'm going to take that to about there, and I'm going to just cut off the excess once I've glued it down. I'm super keen for it to warm up here. I thought we were getting closer to our spring weather, or at least having a few more warmer days. I've mentioned I really want to make some homemade paper, and I thought the weather was starting to look up and I'd be able to do that. I shouldn't have put glue all the way down there. And we've just had the coolest cold snap. It is so cold today. So I could have folded this over, but I don't want the extra bulk in my journal. It's going to be bulky enough. There's always one little spot where I just sort of a curve. It's like curveball. So yes, it's really fresh again, and I'm just like, I shouldn't have let myself think that it was going to warm up. Do I want that? Do I want that? That I'm thinking. Still really like the idea of this piece though. Okay, let's see what we can do. So yes, the paper making will happen, I hope. I say that because last year I had planned to make homemade paper, and we finally started to get some warmer weather, and next thing I knew, there were fires, and I'm sure that was last year that happened. There were fires, and then there were, so we had lots of smoke here. The fires weren't necessarily around here, but we struggled with the smoke from the fires. I don't know, I feel like I've had 2 years where I've really wanted to make homemade paper, and I've been held up for different reasons. Maybe it's only been one. See, that's pretty. I'm kind of sticking to the one colour palette here, but I don't mind. Oops. I really am all thumbs, aren't I? Goodness me. So I'm thinking that way. I think I'd like to put something here first. I'm wondering about this. Oops, didn't think that would work very well. Okay. So this will give us just a little pop of a different colour, which will be fun. Just tear that there. Don't have to ink that edge because it will be under the other piece. I'm sorry, I'm probably off camera when I'm gluing. I apologise. piece of the puzzle. Gosh, just frightened myself. Okay. Just thinking, I knew I wanted to make a window envelope pocket. Had no idea how it was going to look, and it's making me so happy. I love that I've used mostly pinks with that little ballerina. I think that's really sweet. Okay, so a little focal point. So this is from the Vibrant Butterflies kit from Junk with Steph. I don't mind that actually. I'm just wondering if I want a label from the kit. So that's from the 1908 kit. Just trying to pull out the labels that are in here. I think that's all of them. That's kind of sweet. I'll light it down the bottom more. Kind of like it overhanging just a little bit. I don't know why. Just like, do I want that butterfly on there? I don't know that I do. I'm actually wondering about just a little fabric cluster to go up the top. Just keeping it very, very simple. Okay, I might use the fabric glue. I'm just going to lock this in because I really, really like it down there. I've just added some more acetone to my fabric glue in my Sugar Belle bottle. I'm hoping it will thin it down a little bit more. Just a little bit too thick still for my liking. Just spreading this out a little bit because I get less seepage if I do that, and because some of it's over that window. Oh gosh, that's sweet. Okay, so my fabric. Not sure this will tear very well. No. It's a little scrap of just cheesecloth fabric. Can't even get my words out today. What is wrong with me? So this will just cover over that join in the paper, which I'm not really falling in love with. Just using up the scraps. What do I have? Don't mind that, not in love with it. Not sure if it's, oh, a little scrap of sari silk. Sari silk ribbon. But no, I think I need a little bit of calico. It's not going to tear. Haha. The sari silk ribbon has got the pink and the green, which I'm really loving. Okay, so I'm wondering if I can use a tiny bit of fabric glue. I want to see if I can ruffle this slightly. I don't know how successful this will be because it's not very big. Okay, I don't mind that. So trying to hold it in place. And I need to bring my sewing machine over to this table because I don't have room on the other table at the minute. I've got lots of things over there to use while making these journals. Okay, so I'm going to try and video while I do this. I may have to turn the sound off because it does get very noisy, this sewing machine. Just going to use a zigzag stitch. Oops. Okay, so my little cluster here, I did try and video it, but my sewing machine, my little cluster was too small to give me something to hold on to do my back stitch, and it kind of got stuck in the machine, and so I have extra stitches. I don't mind at all. A little bit of extra character. That's what I call it. I'm okay with that. I did actually think to myself, oh, this is the first time I'm using my machine since I fixed the tension, and then it got all stuck, and I just laughed. It's just like, what do you do? Clearly not the right thing to be testing what I've done. Okay, I would like a little bit more glue under here. My fabric is wanting to curl, so I'm just trying to encourage it not to do that. Oops. Okay, I've got to say I really miss my Sugar Bell bottle when applying fabric glue, because I do find the nozzle on this is so much fatter and harder to control. Okay, but I absolutely love that. Oh my gosh, so worth the effort. Some days I'm really glad I have the ability to be able to edit a video. I'm trying to pick up my journal. Struggle City. Because honestly, if you saw some of the mishaps behind the scenes, sometimes you would, well, you'd probably get a good laugh. But oh yes, I love that. Sometimes I love the fact that I can use a fabric cluster as a focal point rather than an image, because I mean I do have focal images as well. My initial reaction with this was to put some sort of tall flower or something, but I love the fact that that draws the eye rather to whatever is in the pocket, whether it's the image that we've put as the backing or whatever tag that is popped into there. I absolutely love that. Now I haven't decided what to do with this side of that page, so I'm not going to lock that in there yet. And I did want to look at these pockets. So this is one of my tea stain fabrics, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this in half. Should have got the good scissors. Okay. One thing I found with, excuse me, one thing I found with my dyed fabrics is that there can be a little bit of resistance when fraying fabrics, which I think is caused from whatever I have used to dye them with. Either matting the fabric on the edge or perhaps just through the drying process. That just does not want to let go. It's just not the day for it. It's, like I said, it's super cold here today. Maybe I should have just curled up on the couch with a cuppa and left the crafting to somebody who could manage it well today. It's okay. I'm loving what I'm creating. It is giving me a giggle though. At my own expense. Just like, what else can go wrong? Okay, now I have a feeling I preferred one side to the other of this on here. I have a feeling it was that side. Do I want it that way or that way? I think I like it that way. I'm going to ink this. Noisy car outside. Okay, I think I like that. So I just want to check this one. sure my fabric is around the right way. Yes, I like that. I'm not putting a focal image on these. All I'm going to do is zigzag. I'm going to glue them down, and then I'm going to zigzag over the top of my strip here in the center before I glue this down. Oh no, I've glued, glued. Okay, so I can only glue. That's fine. That's all actually. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm glad I checked that actually. Let me just make sure. Yes, it is glued. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the matte photo paper jelly print to the fabric, and then I will sew it, and then I will glue the whole thing to my pocket. Where there's a will, there's a way. Because I really would like the addition of the sewing. Okay, this is how to get super messy with your glue. Putting that roughly where I want it to go. Okay, not too bad. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I just need to sew those. I'll do that off camera. And then my lace, I was thinking I would be able to sew that on, but I'm not going to be able to, so I may just have to stitch that on. Oh, sorry. Well, that just kind of goes with the day I'm having. Okay, so I might just glue that on and not worry about stitching, which will be a little bit different to the other pages, I'm thinking, but it is what it is. It may be a miracle if this video ever sees the light of day. my goodness. Okay, love that. I need to keep these with the right pockets because I've actually chosen my strip here because I thought it coordinated with that. I think there's a little bit of the image from this over this side, just a fraction, and I liked it better. So I don't really want to get them mixed up. Okay. Whoops. Now I don't remember. I think that one went there. I'm going to stick that on. Oh gosh, I'll probably have to watch the video back to make sure I've got these the right way around, but I'm sure that's how it went. And popping that on there. Okay, I just want to check my lace placement. It's probably too late now, but that one's attached. No, that's good. Happy with that. This one at the back probably is a little bit too far in. So I'm just seeing if I can ease it out. Just a fraction. Okay, that's pretty good. Doesn't have to be exact. She says as she struggles to try and get the scissors to be perfectly straight for cutting. Okay. So they will be our pockets. Really happy with those. Okay, I have absolutely no idea how long I've been videoing for in this. I'm walking away. I have no idea how long I've actually been videoing for, so I'm going to stop there. But in this video we have finished off our pockets here. I just need to sew those and glue those on, which I'll do off camera. And we've also created, whoops, there's our other pocket. I think that's so pretty with this. And we have finished off our little envelope pocket for this journal, so really, really happy with that. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I haven't, you know, hurt your ears or bored you to tears. I'm hoping I can edit out the bloopers in this video. Honest to goodness, I think I could have a whole video of just bloopers if I didn't actually delete them because I needed the memory. But oh gosh, some days are diamonds. So I wanted to say a huge thank you to Steph from Junk with Steph for allowing me to showcase your beautiful digitals. And I say that with the biggest smile on my face because I'm just like, I don't know whether I was doing them a whole lot of justice this video, but I do really love what I've created. So, and I've had a little bit of fun and a few giggles along the way. So I hope you've enjoyed joining me, and I look forward to seeing you all soon, everybody. Please stay safe, stay inspired, and happy crafting. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.